Hi there, I just thought I'd make a video to talk about some of the crazy stuff that's been happening lately. Good crazy stuff. So I'll start with one of the videos that I made recently was about accepting my old name and how I felt that had helped me to integrate the two sides of myself and balance out the masculine and the feminine aspects inside me. So since then, I've obviously had my hysterectomy surgery date, and it really feels as though I wasn't ready to receive the surgery, not mentally or spiritually ready until I had integrated those two parts of myself. So that was one of the things that happened, which I kind of touched on in other videos. So that was pretty interesting to me, really. I'm doing a lot of inner work at the moment. One of the other things that I've done lately is within the time that I have for counselling with my counsellor. He suggested that I do the empty chair technique, which was to sit and talk to myself as my inner child, because I felt that that was what I'd been ignoring in myself in a way. So as I sat in the other chair and started speaking as my inner child, who was female, which makes sense, I suppose, she wasn't very happy that when I'd kind of got to the age of 10, I'd stopped playing as much. There was a lot of stuff going on, with my parents, and they actually split when I was 12. So around that time of my life, the playfulness kind of left my life. I can kind of remember becoming I was quite sad, and especially going up to high school around that time as well. It's kind of like the end of being able to play. That's what it felt like as I was talking about this as my inner child. So another thing that my inner child put across was the fact that we needed to forgive our parents, my parents, in order to be able to move on and to enjoy life again. So when it came back to me to speak to my inner child, I said that we would do that, and I said that I was sorry and that we would play more, and that, but again, it's like bringing the two things back together. So interestingly, I think it was a day or 2 days after, my dad contacted me and said that he was thinking of coming to visit with his girlfriend over the weekend. So they did come to visit, and the day before I was feeling a little bit anxious, and I often wonder whether it's going to be awkward with like my dad and my mum being in the same place, and my dad's girlfriend, and how that's going to play out. And I actually thought to myself, for the first time ever, that's not my shit. That's not my problem at all. That's that's their issue. So I kind of let it go. But it did really feel as though like it coincided, like the visit coincided with me feeling more able to cope after speaking to my inner child about things. And it came up as a chance to transmute that kind of negative energy that there had been in my childhood. So it just so happened that when they were coming up to visit, there was a Mind, Body and Spirit festival as well on the Saturday. So we all went to that, and we met up with my mum and her friend, who used to be her boyfriend. It was a little bit complicated. And we were all together. There was four and me. And my mum and dad ended up having a chat and kind of cleared the air a little bit. We spent the whole of Saturday together, all five of us, and we spent the whole of Sunday together. with my mum's friend's grandson, George, who's 6. So we spent all that time together, and it felt okay, and it felt like something was being healed the whole time. So, yeah, it's like as I'm bringing these things to the surface and I'm working on them, opportunities are coming up where those things can be played out in the physical realm, I suppose, and worked through. Something else that fits into all of that as well is that I went to another shamanic workshop last week and did a lot of kind of letting go there. And one of the things I wanted to let go of was the pain from my parents' separation and the pain that I felt as a child for various reasons, possibly to do with my transition as well. I also wanted to let go of the pain that I still feel about Stacey and something else that happened to me last year around the same time. A friend of mine committed suicide around the same time, and it was all going to tie together. So I decided I wanted to let go of those things and let the universe take care of them. And since then I haven't felt sad about Stacey at all, considering I'd felt so sad for about a month. I cried a lot, which was strange because we split up 14 months ago, and it was like it all came back again, like it was really fresh, like it only just happened. So yeah, like these things are coming out of me and they're being healed in a way, I suppose. I feel like all this is happening so that I'm ready for my surgery as well. Things are shifting really quickly in terms of my emotional state and my spiritual state, and then they'll be shifting in physical state as well next week. A week tomorrow is my surgery date. So yeah, a little bit more about the Mind, Body and Spirit Festival event thing that we went to. I had 3 separate people tell me that I'm sensitive, which I knew. I've also told to develop my gifts, that I can speak to spirit, that I am connected to a lot of things, that I am able to do the work of the people that were actually giving readings at the event, which I've been told quite a lot of times at other events as well. Had interesting occurrences, like someone giving me a reading, and before they even started speaking to me properly they got goosebumps and began to cry. It was before that I transitioned, and the woman that was giving the reading said that I was both, and that I was balanced, and that I was whole, and that I was everything, and then she got really emotional. And interestingly, I knew at the time that I wanted to transition, and she kept calling me he, even though I wasn't perceived as male at the time. And she kept apologising, so I was like, no, honestly, it was really cool. So yeah, what else was I told? I was told that I would travel. Someone even asked if I was thinking of emigrating. I have actually been looking at travelling somewhere and seeing if I like it, with a view to maybe moving there. Maybe. There are also like romantic connections. Someone that I know apparently already that I feel a connection to, so that's interesting. Yeah, so it all kind of linked in together, really. So I think I'm feeling a bit more like I trust in myself now. I feel like the more blockages that I'm unblocking, and the more willing I am to receive assistance from other people, because I've always been too proud to do that before. Drop the pride, drop the ego, show my vulnerability. There's so much good energy around me right now, so many fantastic, females, a lot of them actually, so beautifully healing. So yeah, life's coming good at the moment. It'll be interesting recovering from surgery. I am going to be using that time to plan travelling, to plan where I'm going into next, my next phase, because I've decided that next year is my year. I've been saying that for a few years now, and each year has actually got better. But with my hysterectomy being done, that for me is a cut-off point physically for my transition. Although I'll still need injections, that's a very definite end point for me, I'd say. And interestingly, someone was talking about this year being the year of the snake, which is all about shedding skin and transformation. So, yeah. And next year is the year of the horse, which I didn't know. I hadn't looked that far ahead. And I've been getting a lot of horse energy lately. I've made friends with some horses that live near me, and really feel connected to them, really feel the love for them at the moment. Seeing horses everywhere, actually. But yeah, just loads of connections. And one more thing. I have like an affirmation card. Well, I've got quite a few that I've made myself. And I have one at a time placed on the beam above my bed, so that I can look up first thing in the morning, last thing at night. I read the affirmation card. So for a long time I attract more money than I can spend. And money was coming to me quite easily, I didn't have loads, but it was like if I needed it for something, it would appear. So I took that down. I was feeling quite comfy with that. I felt confident with that one. So I swapped it for I am freely giving and receiving love. And that one has really been working. Like I said, I've dropped my pride, and I've been allowing people in, and I've opened my heart to people. But I was starting to feel the pinch a little bit when it came to money, finances, and I was struggling a little bit. So I think it was like Thursday, I decided to change the card back to I attract more money than I can spend. So once I'd changed that, I began to focus on that, and I'd repeat it to myself. And I think it was like 2 days later, I got a check in the mail for a tax rebate. I paid too much tax when I was working last year sometime, and I got £95. Same day, my dad gives me some money. Dad gave me £140 when he came, because he hadn't given me anything for my birthday. So like 2 days after I started focusing on that affirmation card again, I attracted £230 into my life, which is pretty crazy. So fully trusting, fully open, loving the ride at the moment, and just, yeah, bring it on. That's what I say. I'll speak to you all soon, and peace. Look after yourselves. Bye.